let's move on to probably the best game of the week. You can see the score
Rams
on the
Lions.
screen. No, 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 no. You can see the score on the screen right there. Packers, the Green Bay Packers. Oh man, yes. And you know what? I'm going to put you guys away for this one. The Green Bay Packers. Oh yes, the real score should have been 48-16 because the other two touchdowns came in garbage time. Oh man, the Green Bay Packers shouldn't even be in the playoffs, but they are. They still are. You know who's not? The Dallas Cowboys. Because the Dallas Cowboys showed us who they've been all season. They're frauds. They're just not that good. We see this year after year after year after year. They get hyped up in the preseason. They win a few games during the regular season. They win 12, 3 years in a row. What do they have to show for it? Zero. Zip. Nada. And they have done that for over 28 years. I think this would be year 29 that they haven't done anything. Only regular season champions they are. Haven't seen an NFC championship in a long time. And when they did, they lost it. So, Zach with the stats, they're 1-3 in the playoffs under Mike McCarthy. They were 16-0 at home before this game. The Green Bay Packers, youngest team to make the playoffs, I think, in like the last 10 years. They show up, they beat them at home, and not only did they beat them at home, Jordan Love is the only QB to have a perfect passer rating in his playoff debut. You can't beat that. I mean, that's awesome. Aaron Jones had 3 touchdowns. I'm going to pull up some stats on that here in a second. You both picked the Cowboys. And so you are not allowed to talk until I say you're allowed to talk. No, put your hand down. Put your hand down. Both of you, put your hands down. The
No.
Green Bay Packers came in there playing with house money, young team. They came in there with energy. I said all the pressure was on the Cowboys. And I'm going to quote a text message that I got from Brian Larson, the sports guy. He said, "Wow, Andrew, you were right. The Packers, just wow." And I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. I can say a lot more, and I will say a lot more as this conversation goes on because we will talk about this game as long as we need to. There's so much that I would love to dissect here. And we can talk about the Cowboys and how embarrassing it was. We can talk about them for a little bit. But unlike all the other sports shows, because all they did was talk about Cowboys all day long. But we're going to talk about the Packers and what they did a little bit. But first, let's embarrass the Cowboys more than they've already been embarrassed. I'm going to let you guys take the floor, and I'm gonna back out of here, and I'm going to pull up some stats real quick. So you guys go ahead and let me hear you talk about how bad the Cowboys are.
Go ahead, Dave. You can take it.
Well, listen. First of all, I would like to clarify. I said I really want the Packers to win, but I think the Cowboys are going to do it because the Cowboys were great at home. But in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking, yeah, but they choke in the playoffs. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they come in too confident or what, thinking we can't lose at home this year and we're playing the Packers. It was down for them. They had to win their games to get into the playoffs. So it was like, this is going to be an easy week for us. And then they came in and just embarrassed them. Jordan Love did great. Aaron Jones, where's he been all season? He was on my fantasy team and didn't score me like 1 point at all. So whatever. Here's the deal. Where's our stat guy at? Dak? He made some completions, but to the wrong team. At least 2 interceptions, right? At least one went for a pick 6. I know that. Where's our stat guy at? I don't even know.
Yeah, he had 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I will admit this. I saw most of the first half. We had church last night. I went to church like a good Christian man that I am. That being said, I had my phone in my suit pocket, and then, I'm in there, church is going on, song service, and I'm like just like looking here and there. I was like, "Woo, hallelujah. All right." I don't even care that my pick was for the Cowboys. I'll gladly take the loss on that pick because I'm happy.
You need to apologize to me.
I'm not apologizing to you. I didn't do anything
need to
apologize
to me.
No. I am I am sorry that I picked against you.
Thank you. I'm sorry against you. Thank you. I'm sorry that you picked against them. So whatever. Brian, let me hear what you have to say. I would love to hear this.
I mean, I'm speechless. I feel bad. I feel hurt that I didn't trust your genius that you are, Bobby. Like, you think that I would have learned that the Packers are just amazing. They're phenomenal. They're great. I'm speechless. Or is it the fact that the Cowboys just choke all the time? I mean, there was plays where Jordan Love closed his eyes, threw the ball, and there was a Packer with not a Cowboy within 20 yards of him. I mean, Jordan Love basically, they didn't even touch him. I mean, the Packers' game plan was phenomenal, all seriousness. The Packers' game plan was great. I mean, there's nothing that I can say except that the Cowboys got exactly what they deserved. Too much headline reading. The Packers came in, they took the ball, they punched them right in the mouth. I mean, I know some Cowboys fans that I asked them when the game started, are you feeling okay about this game? And they said, I'll let you know after this first drive is over. As soon as that first drive was, didn't hear from them again.
Yep.
That was unbelievable. I mean, the Packers came in with nothing to lose and everything to gain. The Cowboys just went ahead and they thought, oh, we're the Cowboys. We're at home. We're going to win. No, you're still the Cowboys. Yeah, there it is right there. I mean, everybody really just take a look at that real quick. Literally, Cowboy within 20 yards from any side. The official closer.
We argued. Yeah, we argued over this when we looked at this picture. Because see, I was trying to pay attention to the preacher last night while I was in church, so I didn't see this happen. But I saw this picture and I'm like, you guys are trying to tell me that's a quarterback pass and reception? I said no, he's catching a punt right there. That's nothing. Like there's not a Cowboys player. Go back to the picture.
Yeah.
You don't see. I don't see.
Look,
well, okay. I see one little star down in the bottom corner.
But
the
official is closer.
Yes. Oh man. How do you get that wide open in the NFL? Somebody fell down.
I love it. Oh, it's so good. But yes,
Ric Flair.
I shared this with you guys earlier, but we'll share it with everybody else. In 4 career games against the Cowboys, Aaron Jones has 488 rushing yards, 115 receiving yards, and 9 touchdowns. So he's averaging just over 2 touchdowns a game against the Cowboys. That's crazy. That's like, they were talking about. I seen a Green Bay Packers fan pretend he was calling Aaron Rodgers. He's like, "Hey, Aaron, I just want to let you know. I just want to say thank you for passing over ownership of the Chicago Bears and the Dallas Cowboys to Jordan Love. We really appreciate it." Because Aaron Rodgers, he was like their arch nemesis. He always had the Cowboys numbers, and now Jordan Love going into AT&T Stadium, which now we also know is a confirmed fact that the Green Bay Packers have more playoff wins in AT&T Stadium than the Dallas Cowboys do. Their own stadium. The Cowboys have 2, and the Packers have 3. That is embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. And Jordan Love, I mean, he was calm, cool, collected. To talk about Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons is great. Don't get me wrong. He is phenomenal. He's probably one of the best, if not the best, defensive end rusher in the league right now. I think he's considered a linebacker, but he's an edge rusher. But 0 sacks. The Green Bay Packers gave up 0 sacks last night.
Did you see? Well, Parsons came in and Aaron Jones hit him, gave him that block. I thought he broke his ribs. He was doubled over, like he couldn't breathe. I was like, "What happened to him?" And then I saw the replay, and there was Aaron Jones hit him like a tank.
Let's put it this way. So we were at church last night, so we have to get there at 5. So when I get there at 5, I turn everything off so I can start getting ready, get everything set up because we have to set everything up, and I also have to get my mind and my heart right. So I turn everything off. I don't know what's happening during service. I have no idea. I'm up there preaching and stuff like that. After service, all I see is John, which is a huge Cowboys fan, and I see John, and he will not look at me. And David comes up to me and says, "I just want to say I'm so happy for you." He gives me a big hug, and I was like, "Oh man, what's the score? What happened? What's the score?" And at that time, it was 48, or no, it was like 42-16 or something like that. And I was like, "No way!" So then I try to go up to John, and he's walking really fast away from me. I get into his hallway, and I was like, "John," and he sprinted out to his truck, locked the doors, and rolled the windows up, and wouldn't talk to anybody until the game was over. I was standing outside of his truck, and I was like, "Here we go, here we go."
Here we go into the
Awesome.
off
And then he
season.
called me this morning. John calls me this morning. He's like, he needed the phone number to somebody else that we know. He's a plumber. He goes, "Hey, can I get that guy's number? I need a plumber." I said, "Are you trying to clean up the mess that the Cowboys left last night? Is that what we're trying to do?" Oh yes, thank you, Cowboys, for choking. I really appreciate it. For us, I was just happy to be in the playoffs. So at this point, even if we lose to the 49ers, it would be so awesome to beat the 49ers. If we don't, I'm okay. We made it this far. Jordan Love is balling out. Matt LaFleur is calling great games. Romeo Dobbs showed up last night. He had 6 catches for over 150 yards, a touchdown. Dontavian Wicks, that guy came out of nowhere. Luke Musgrave stayed on his feet, got the touchdown. Everybody's just playing lights out. Aaron Jones. And then we had a pick six. Jair Alexander had a nice interception. Man, it was just, and then we had a few sacks too. It was just awesome. I really enjoyed that game. That was just so nice. Man.
Good time to be a Packers fan, huh?
Good time to be a Packers fan. And
never a good time to be a Cowboys fan.
Never.
Oh, well, early 90s or late 90s. I don't know. It was back in the 90s when it was a good time to be a Cowboys fan.
Zach's throwing some stats at us. He says the Packers and Cowboys have played each other 38 times, with Green Bay leading the series 21-17. The Packers overtook the Cowboys in the series in 2017 and have won 4 straight overall. The Packers have won 9 of the last 10 in the series, dating back to 2009.
Oh, they own them.
We own the Dallas Cowboys. Not as bad as we own the Chicago Bears, but that's some pretty impressive numbers. And not only that, but the Cowboys, we can't. I mean, yes, they always choke. They're the joke of the league because this is the problem. This is the problem with the Cowboys. It's not that the problem with the Cowboys is everybody they get hyped up in the preseason, right? We're so good. This is our year. This is it. It's gonna happen. And then they do really good during the regular season. They make it to a playoff game, and they might win the wild card round or something, But they get one win if they're lucky, or it's a first round exit. For so many years, 28, 29 years has been happening, and that's the problem. And the problem is with the fans every year.
That's what it is right there. It's really not the Cowboys, it's the fans. They act like their birthright. Like, oh, we're so good. You're like Yankee fans. Go away. You're so irrelevant. You haven't won anything. Put your flags away. This is the NFL's based on 5 stars. Why do you think Dallas only has 1 star on their helmet? Because that's all that they only represent with 1 star. It's not the Cowboys players, it's the Cowboys fans all the time. We them boys. You're nothing. You're nothing.
Nothing. And I think that's the thing. Like, that's part of the reason why the Cowboys are so annoying is because the fans. How delusional can you be? How can you be irrelevant for so many years, not have anything to show for it, and then every season, like, this is our year. Oh, we're going to Super Bowl. They win the first game of the week. The Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl. Like, so bad.
We're back, baby.
Yeah,
this is our year.
We them boys. It's our year. And I just love. Oh man, I told you guys. I said it from week 1. I said the Cowboys first round exit this year. Once again, I had no idea that the Cowboys would be playing the Packers in the first round. And yesterday before the game, I was thinking about it. I was like, man, I did say first round exit, but I don't know.
Oh, it's funny. I had a friend of mine too, and actually my son even said it too. He said when they knew they were playing the Packers, they were like, "This is the worst." The Packers could have came in 1-16, and they still feel like the Packers would have beat them in this game. I
What?
mean,
But why
that's
is that?
like if your team's so good, but you're so worried about a 7 seed. Like
Oh,
it's the fans, not even the players. It's the fans. Like, stay quiet, stay humble till you win something, like something. I mean, I don't know.
yeah. I mean, it's I don't know, man. That's just to be, and that was the first time the 7th seed has won a playoff game. First time ever in NFL history that a 7th seed has. Thank you for being the Packers. I so greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. This is Dak's stats for the game last night. Now, mind you, this is crazy. 403 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He had 194 yards with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Bro, that's you
Yep.
know what? When you look at when you look at the stats, it's like, wait, he lost? Like what?
Yeah, but I think though the point with that, what we are really forgetting, the Cowboys defense didn't show up. Sorry, the Cowboys defense was an absolute joke. I know I ride Dak. I ride Dak a lot too. I think he's kind of overrated. Maybe not. I mean, obviously, yeah. See, they didn't show up. The point is, the Cowboys can score, but they could. I mean, I don't know. They couldn't stop anything. They were literally, that was the worst defensive game I've ever seen the Cowboys play. And it was bad. This was on the defense. I don't think this was on the offense because they could score. I know in the beginning, CD and Dak seemed like they were off or something. I don't know what was going on. I just think the pressure mounted because the Packers punched them in the mouth and Dallas didn't score. Dallas got 1 first down, and then they punted after that series, and Green Bay comes right back down again and scores, and it's 14-0, and now you're really pressing. And the defense they didn't stop him. This is on the Cowboys defense more than it's on the offense.
Yeah, I heard some people talking about Dan Quinn today. Like this falls on Dan Quinn, and they had. I didn't check the footage. I didn't check anything. I just taken somebody's word for it. It was one of the analysts, so I'm assuming it's true. I don't know, but I mean, well, if they said it and it's not true, but we say it, then it's true. That's
right.
That's just the way it works around here. We're your primetime source for sports information. Anything we say is true. We cannot confirm that, but just trust us. But they were saying like you see Aaron Jones, like they're running the ball down your throat, and they still played small. They had small linebackers or even a nickelback playing a linebacker slot, but they still were getting burnt deep. They're like, how does that happen? Like it doesn't make any sense. Like you're not playing the run, you're playing the pass, but they're still passing the ball on you. Dan Quinn.
Well, I mean, all year the Cowboys were like a man press defense on the receivers. They come out playing zone. Like you're playing rookie wide receivers with a first year starter. I know he's not a rookie you love, but I mean, why? I mean, you got Bland and you got Stephon Gilmore, and you're going to play zone. I mean, the zone you played was here, throw the ball. We're not going to tackle anybody. That was the zone. I mean, so really, what was Quinn thinking to put the cow? He never made an adjustment. Sorry, they had a game, they had a meeting before the game, and they said, "How do we get Belichick to be our coach?" And that's what they came up with.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dave.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, I don't know that Belichick is going to be their coach if Jerry Jones is their GM,
Right.
because but the Cowboys defense, correct me if I'm wrong, they were way better during the regular season, right?
Top five defense. Yep.
Yeah.
Number one.
So,
yep.
Because I know when we're going through the fantasy season and I'm looking like, okay, who are my wide receivers matching up against? Who are my quarterbacks? Who's the defense? Anytime I saw my starters, my offensive starters were playing the Cowboys defense, I'm like I'm moving people around. Like I don't even want to face them, because they were so good during the regular season.
Yep.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, Zach just gave us a stat right there. The Cowboys in the regular season only allowed 18.5 points per game.
Yeah.
Wow.
Number 5 ranked defense on the year. And in the playoffs, from 1997 to 2023, August 25th, 2023, the Cowboys won 26.7% of the time in the playoffs. So we're going to win a game every 4 years if we make playoffs every 4 years. What?